book on. Nice to see you today.
Yes, thank you. So you all are some sort of cult worshippers of a new god you call neuroscience?
Well...
You worship at the foot of a new god, a god who tips your head open and tells you why you think what you think.
I'm not sure that's exactly how we would put it.
Whatever it is you all do, that's just fine. We can both just hope that my Lord finds your name in the book. Ah, I see you have your own book as well. That's just fine.
I think it's a different kind of book.
A book filled with the fates of the many is a book of fate, nonetheless, priest.
All right. Enough of this. You're here today to tell me about your visions.
Ah, yes, the revelation. How do you all say it these days? The apocalypse?
Yes. So tell me about this apocalypse that you've received.
So, I was on this island, sent there because of my testimony to Jesus the Messiah, and things were not looking good. I could go on and on about the politicking on the mainland between my own people and those who say that they are my people but are really just tied up with the empire. And then, of course, all these new folks on the block. Not unlike you, priest, preaching a new religion for anybody to come. But they use the name of our good Judean, Jesus, nonetheless.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with the geopolitics of Asia Minor at the turn of the millennium.
Well, pal, I don't know what a millennium is, and I'm not sure what you're going to understand much from the revelation.
And why would that be?
Because it's specific, man. It's all symbolism. It's this represents that. It's a beast, but it's not really a beast. It's a dragon, but it's not really a dragon. It's Babylon, but it's...
Okay. Here we go. How about you tell me a little bit about this dragon?
Oh, for sure. I'll just tell you about my dragon. What the hell is wrong with you?
Okay, maybe we don't have to jump right into the dragon.
I'm serious, man. Is this what you do all day? You just sit here and ask people about their deepest and darkest and flip through your book and tell them what's going on?
I mean, ideally, we'd put you in a brain scanner while you're while you're having a vision from God, and we see what's going on in your brain circuitry.
See what's going on with my circuitry? Are you kidding me? You think you can just pop the lid off this guy and see what's going on? Have you ever received a vision from God?
You know what, John? I don't think I have, which is why I'm so curious about yours. I want to know how it all works. What's going on inside of you when God speaks to you?
All right. Just so long as you know, you aren't actually going to understand the vision, even if you and your gods can explain my circuits or whatever it is you do.
All right. I promise. I won't understand. Lay it on me.
All right. So there I was on this island, and I heard a voice. The voice was anticipatory, like there was something that was big that was coming. It told me the time is near. The voice is telling me to write down everything I hear and see so that I can tell my people about it. Then the voice calls me into heaven, and there's God, 24 elders around him, and 4 creatures covered in eyes, and then a book with 7 seals, and each seal opening would deliver perils on the earth. I saw these woes with my own eyes: disease, imperial conquest, economic collapse, death. You get the picture. The 7th seal brought on the next round of the perils, this time each starting by 7 trumpets. But between the first 7 and the next 7, 144,000 are brought to heaven, where they will no longer be able to be hungry or thirsty or feel the pain of their own work.
144,000? Is that people?
No, tiny little frogs. Yes, people. So the trumpets set off another round of terrors. A scourging of the earth, stars falling from the sky, more death, etc. Brutal stuff. Then an angel has me eat the little book from before, and at first it tastes sweet and then it turns bitter. Now, obviously I'm leaving a bunch of stuff out here. Dragons, beasts, Babylon, but it's not really Babylon. But I hope you're getting the picture.
Oh, definitely. You're having visions, auditory experience, you're touching, you're tasting. This is rather unique, to say the least.
Yeah, well, you're not here to say the least. You're here to tell me what your God thinks is going on in my head. So, Neurotheos, do tell. What's happening in here?
Well, obviously I can't make any hard conclusions, because ideally...
Ah, yes, your ritual. You would like me to be in the machine.
This would be ideal.
Well, I am no pagan.
I think I'm getting the broad strokes, though. You were in the midst of a totalizing vision, all senses involved in the perception, and the crux of it was the destruction of the earth.
And the celestial bodies, and everything living on the earth.
Right. Now, could you tell me a little bit about how these things ended?
Well, there was a dragon and a pair of beasts, and they were all bad. And they were thrown into a lake of fire, and then boom, I was back in heaven. and everyone there was celebrating the judgment over the earth. And death itself was thrown into a lake of fire, and the world at last was as it should be. God and his people were united in the new heaven and the new earth. We were in the new Jerusalem, and there was no longer a temple because God dwelt among us, so we didn't need a temple.
So this vision had some serious philosophical consequences as well.
Of course it did, my man. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to understand them because you're not one of us. I was told to write this vision down for my people specifically. And out of that context, the beast isn't going to make sense. Babylon isn't going to make sense. The mark of the beast isn't going to make any sense. I'm sure I sound like a lunatic.
Oh, certainly not a lunatic. There are lots of reasons that people have these sorts of visions. Even people we would never expect to have, let's say, such dynamic perceptual experiences. Perhaps it came in a dream or some waking state that's similar to a dream, or perhaps an optical condition like Charles Bonnet syndrome, or perhaps you're induced an altered state through fasting or a drug of some sort.
Interesting. So you're saying it could be caused by any one of those things. And so God is not talking to me.
Oh, John, not to worry. I am not one to make claims about the nature of the metaphysical realities. I'm only interested in those electrical charges between your ears.
And how would that work? If you know why I'm hallucinating, it wouldn't be my God doing it. It's simply a trick of the brain. One of the syndromes or whatever.
Please, John, I would never say anything about your God. Interpretation is not my purview. Only to understand what brings these miraculous experiences to special people like you. You cannot deny something special was going on, even if we, the Neurotheos worshippers, can say it was just a bit more serotonin reuptake or a bit of global cortex disconnection.
Very well, priest. So long as you know, the way you're talking about causes and explanations and reasons in your machine ritual, where I come from, this all just sounds like your run-of-the-mill pagan stuff. And I'll have you know, I am no pagan.
Well, perhaps I'm something of a polytheist.
Ha! Perhaps. Uh-oh, priest. We're having another vision.
Get him in the machine!